You are live. Hey, yeah, Dusty Bogan here. And on Christmas Eve, look what I got. My mate Santa, the living legend. I know everyone's probably busy on holiday, so slept in, went and got some KFC. Tuesday. Yeah. And smashed some KFC, went back to bed. I bought the Santa last night, did my Christmas shopping, and seen this dude at Westfield. And I thought, what a legend, mate.
How you fucking going, everybody? I just have a good bloody Christmas and stay safe, no drink driving, don't get too pissed, make sure you're good to get the kids presents and all that. Merry Christmas, there you go.
What a legend, Santa. You. Yeah, well, we've got some news to read and everything that's going on, but I think we've got to start this live with a beer bong, let's face it. The year's running out. This is the last Cheap Tuesday. Bang. There you go. Maybe this is the second last Cheap Tuesday. I don't know. This is donated. This beer bong is dedicated to all my fans who watched over the year. How he's going? You, Nick Spence, Lee Van. Thanks for tuning in. I got my new beer bong hose too, so you can see it going down the back of my neck. God bless you. This is dedicated to all the fans. Bang! There you fucking go. A bit of a bend in that hose. That was good as. I pulled the beer bong down and I gave it a good clean, and it smelled disgusting. And I was like, yeah, I need to get a clear hose. Anyway, let's hook into the news, smash it out. All the stupid idiots around this world. What time is it there, Dusty? 10 past 2 in the afternoon. It's all right. That's a respectful time to do a beer bong. When, Royce from Daywave, he rang me up one time. His Skype called me. It was 1:30 in the morning. And I'm like, what's going on? Woke up, no shirt on, talking to him on his live. And I'm like, stuff ya. He woke me up. Bang, I did a beer bong at 1:30 in the morning. And went to work at 5 o'clock the next day. So, no, you got to love it, eh? 4 a.m. in the UK, geez, mate. You're getting up early to do the Christmas shopping, eh? God bless ya. How are we going with the news? I hope if you've all heard about what's been going on with the bushfires in Australia, right? So there's all this drama. The bushfires have been raging. It's not good. The left-wing media, the fake news media, and the hardcore left-wing party, the Greens, they've been campaigning and whinging about our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, the Conservative. They're going, he went on holiday out to Hawaii, and they're like, oh, he's abandoned the nation and all this stuff, which is just, they're just blowing it out of proportion, being idiots. I found a meme, and it was from the Guardian newspaper, and they're like, Scott Morrison abandons the nation while it burns. And then it's like, that's one half of the meme. The other half of the meme is our old Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, who was a volunteer firefighter, and the Guardian headline was, Tony Abbott fighting bushfires. Like, he's pathetic. He should be in Canberra, which is like our Washington. He should be in Canberra passing legislation to, better fund the firefighters, some bullcrap like that. So it's like, whether the Prime Minister is like Tony Abbott and he was fighting on the front lines, fighting the bushfires, right? It wasn't good enough for the Guardian. It wasn't good enough for the radical left wing, right? If Scott Morrison, I reckon he's doing a pretty good job. He goes on a family holiday with his, over to Hawaii, whatever, probably for only 5 days or something. And bang, they whinge and they cry and they carry on. So it's a full double standard. Here's an article. This is just so I'm pointing out the hypocrisy here. Queensland Labour Party, which is like the Democrats in America. It's like Corbyn's party in the UK. Queensland Labour leader is on a cruise ship as 45 bushfires burn in her state, but claims it's okay because she's still in Australia after Scott Morrison is slammed for his Hawaiian holiday. What a fucking double standard. Oh, have you ever been on a cruise ship? Like, I've been on cruises out of Brisbane, one to Vanuatu and one up to the Whitsundays. It's beautiful, up to the Great Barrier Reef. And mate, when you're on that ship, you're like isolated. She would be better in Hawaii. You know what I mean? Honest to God. When you're on that ship, you're on the ship, mate. And what are they going to do? Fly a chopper on and land on it if there was some kind of emergency? Where are we? Here we go. Tony Abbott is no longer in politics. Yeah, nah, he got voted out in the last federal election. He actually lost his seat. So, you know, he was in it for like 25 years. He was a proper legend. Maybe he went too hard, too quick, and he's like a traditionalist, like a traditional conservative. You know, he's not. You know how you have people? It's like the spectrum of right wingers, like now classical liberalism, conservative, and libertarian. Well, he's just like Tony Abbott was like your classic conservative. Do you know what I mean? That was him. Nick Spence, I got to head to bed. Gonna listen to the replay at work. Merry Christmas, legend. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Nick. You're a top bloke, man. Thanks for your super chats last live or live before. It was excellent. That was good, man. You actually paid for my chicken today. Let's face it. God bless you, brother. Blaze, the media is so blatantly evil. I can't believe the hypocrisy that the media, like, I think what they're doing, right, is like we've all seen how they treat Trump. So they take they're like, oh, what's working in America? What's working? You know what I mean? The left-wing media, they're like, oh, let's do what the Americans are doing. And they're absolutely taking pot shots at Scott Morrison, our Prime Minister, the Conservative. Like, it's bullcrap, man. Anyway, I'll keep reading this. Where's this bitch, Anastasia? She passed the late-term abortions in Queensland. So Anastasia Palaszczuk literally passed that you can you can do late-term, full-term abortion to healthy babies. Fucking mental. That's absolutely mental. Like, I get it if a kid was like fully disabled in the womb, it was going to kill the mother, or the mother was the chick was 13, or the the woman was raped, and you go like, there's some really rare circumstance, almost doesn't happen, and in them cases you think like we can understand why that lady would consider an abortion, and we like maybe it's like a tough one, and we in them rare circumstances we kind of get it. But when it comes to late term aborting of healthy babies, she is a fucking mental bitch, Anastasia Palaszczuk. She's off the fucking deep end. And it's all right because she's protected by the mainstream media. Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk is taking a cruise as 45 bushfires burn in her state. Fucking bitch. She should be out there like Tony Abbott. Nah. I wouldn't expect that of her. And the truth be told, like, I don't care that she's on a cruise. I don't care that she's on a cruise. It's just that there's a double standard here, and that's all that really matters. Like, I reckon Christmas time, we went today, my mate he's going to help me with some tiling, right? And he's like, I can only help you from between the 1st and the 6th. And he's like, you better get your tiles now. And I'm like, it's fucking Christmas Eve. So I went around to like 3 tile shops today, and I was actually amazed that they were open. I'm like, this is not right. They should be at home with our families. But I guess, you know, the same could be said about these poor volunteer firefighters who are out there fighting fires while we're all fucking on holidays. Anyway, let's keep reading this. Labor leader went on leave last week as bushfires threatened properties on the Sunshine Coast. That's real close to where I'm at, for like an hour and a half drive. 2 days after she took off on holiday, 60 homes, pardon me, were evacuated. Mr. Pelaget, spokesman, confirmed she had taken a cruise around Queensland, but highlights she was still in Australia following Prime Minister Scott Morrison's earlier return on Sunday night from Hawaii. Mate, she's on a cruise. It's a cruise around Queensland destinations, she told Daily Mail Australia Tuesday. We're not going to politicise it. She has not left Australia. Queensland opposition front bencher, whatever, suggested there was a double standard, with Morrison being criticised by Greens activists as Mr. Pelaget was spared. So there you go, mate. And it's the Greens. I'm glad that they've actually said this. Greens activists. So like in Australia, I guess we got the Labor Party, which is left wing, the Liberal National Party, which is right wing, and then you got the extreme left, hardcore communist, bloody environmentalist, vegan, feminist, LGBT, like the pure Karl Marx conflict theory group. Like they just push conflict theory. Everything's like everyone. They've got the like self-fulfilled. They have the Communist Manifesto, and it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's what the Greens Party's like. They read the Communist Manifesto and they're just like, oh my goodness. And it's like they want it to happen. You know what I mean? They want conflict theory. They want people to be in conflict. You know what I mean? If you've read the manifesto. Here we go. So get this. This is another thing that's going on. We've got Greta Thunberg weighing in on the Australian bushfire emergency. So, you know, this little 16-year-old goblin, she's had a half an hour of fame, and fucking Australia, she's targeting us and politicising us for her bullcrap climate change thing. All week long, I've been watching the news, and it's like, I think they said there was 25 different people from different government departments that were on the news this week saying, like, it's because of a climate change emergency, like the head of the fire department, heads of different government institutions. They're not qualified to say whether it's not has anything to do with global warming. Neither do I. But the thing is, they jumped on the bandwagon hard, and this little goblin, she's fully jumped on the bandwagon here. She's politicising Australian bushfires to the max. Teenage climate activist Greta Thunberg has taken a swing at Australian politicians for failing to make the connection between raising temperatures and bushfire emergencies still impacting multiple states. Thunberg, 16, weighed into bushfire crisis by retweeting a Channel 9 News Sydney video to her 3.7 million followers. Geez, I need to start following her and jump in the comment section. Not even catastrophes like these seem to bring any political action. How is this possible? She wrote. Well, the reason why it's happened is because they stopped backburning all the greeny environmentalists. There's there's a fucking rare breed of possum in that particular bush area, and we're not going to backburn it. Like over here, Aboriginals have backburned bush for 10,000 years, right? Ever since they got here, they've done backburning. So it's just like you run a fire through and you're burning off all the fallen branches, right, and leaves and all the dry grass. You burn that off, right? So then it's like you're keeping the fuel. It's pretty much just like dry fuel on the ground. And if you burn that off in a controlled burn, right, when an actual wildfire happens, it will hit the backburned area and then it will die down. And that's where the firefighters will gain control. So when we talk about back burning, they could be like, yeah, there's this particular area, there's a fucking frog there that's endangered, there's this little critter, whatever, possum, you name it, whatever's going there. It's like, yeah, fair enough, we understand, but we only want to, this is the thing, we only need to burn, you just burn around the towns, around the, built up areas where people live. You backburn a nice distance around these high population areas, right? So that if there's a wildfire, it hits the backburned area, and that's where you gain control. If there's no backburning, you've got wildfires, hot burning wildfires. So the thing is, they stop backburning. They stop backburning something that they've done for thousands of years because of the environment, because of the endangered species. So, congratulations, greenies. Ooh, Rational Times, how you going, brother? What's going on? MKOG, got to head to work, bro. Ho, ho, ho. Are you kidding me? How are you working on Christmas Eve? Or is it the eve of Christmas Eve where you are? Add carbon and nitrogen to the soil. Is that a fact? I don't really know about that one. Anyway, where's Greta and what's she saying here? I can't believe it. Her post has garnered a significant response with more than 35,000 retweets and 3,000 comments. And in a moment, when I'm done here, I'm going to go follow her. I don't even have Twitter, but I'm sure she's on Instagram or Facebook. I'll follow her anyway, and I'll jump in the comment section. Her comments came after Scott Morris defended his government's response to bushfire crisis despite significant backlash over political inaction and his recent holiday to Hawaii. The Hawaii thing's just bullcrap. It's like a non-issue. His political inaction. He's actually said, like, no, we're going to start backburning. He's like the dry season, the summer season we've got a few more months of this, so he's like, we need to start backburning. We need to start backburning and get on top of this now, he reckons. Santa. He's always with me. He's always looking over me. Greta, he protects me from that demonic little goblin Greta, you know what I mean? I feel safe when he's around without that fucking evil little bitch polluting everyone's brains with climate alarmism. That little goblin just wants a global tax or something, you know? Hey, Santa.
You're fucking right, Dusty. Don't listen to that little fucking goblin, I'll tell you.
Good girl. Yeah, mate. Wisdom from Santa. Where the heck are we? Mr. Morrison acknowledges the need for climate change action, but claims reckless moves like ending coal exports and setting a stricter emission target will have no meaningful impact on global climate change, on the global climate. Yeah, I reckon he's right. I think he's got the right perspective. Like, heaps of people are doing heaps for cutting emissions and stuff. I think Australia's doing a good job. There's definitely things we can do, like using the free market and maybe incentivizing people to personally invest in their property and their home and their business and chuck solar panels on there. They could incentivize that. They could probably do it in a way that would be cheaper than just getting taxpayers to do it. They could just incentivize the private sector to do it. I'm all for that. I haven't really heard much said about it, but I'm sure they will. Matt M. Yeah, when Aboriginal people do the left say it's noble, but when the white man does it, it's white supremacy and an environmental rape. Go figure. That's right. Yeah, we backburn, and we're evil. We're destroying the environment for the little bloody critters. You know what I mean?
Just fucking that mate, these stupid idiots. I don't know what they're talking about. I think they're insane.
Yeah, if they backburn it, they would have the fireys know. The firefighters know. They believe in backburning. They know that's how they can control this. And it's just the way it is. Blaze, environmentalists understand less about ecology than economics. Yeah. It's such a stupid thing. Like, they need to see if I can find this thing. I was reading this, watching this video. He's some old school libertarian dude. Can't find it. Oh, here he is. This dude. Oh no. I don't know where I'm going. Milton Friedman. He's a dude I was listening to the other day. He's like an libertarian, and he actually did talk about like a carbon tax in a way that I guess was palatable for me. Like, he was saying, like, in the free market you have he's like, in the free market, say if you have, like, we all engage, we'd be like, yes, I want to buy this fucking KFC, delicious KFC. Bang, we freely go in and purchase that. But it's kind of like a thing, like, well, if the KFC chicken shop was spewing out smoke and it was ruining the everyone hanging washing out on the clothesline around the KFC had chicken grease all over it. He's like, it would be fair for that KFC to come to an agreement, and there could be a compensation of them people, maybe the cost for their dry cleaning or something. And he's like, that would be fair because there's an involuntary disadvantage for the people who live around there getting chicken grease on their clothes. So he said, like, if he kind of says something like, if there was a if there was a cost, if we all have a cost because of these huge manufacturing corporations and pollution is affecting the environment, there would be a reasonable case to say maybe they could contribute to paying towards cutting emissions. But then, and then the economics of it all comes down to the cost will be handed down to the consumer. Prices will go up, and then we will just end up paying anyway. So that is the truth of the matter. Or the government. This is the thing I'm very skeptical about the whole carbon tax. It's like, as Australian, I think we're getting taxed 40 cents in the dollar. So if they're taking 40 cents in the dollar and they're already doing a shit job, they can't give us everything we need whilst they're taking, they want to provide all these services. They want to be the solution to all our problems. They want to take that amount of money. I think it's a bit unfair. I think I could spend my money better. They want to take that 40%. If they ain't solving the problems of the earth at 40 cents in the dollar, even if it's 30%, we have a staggered taxation system. So it might be like 10%, and then it goes up. The more you earn, the more tax you pay. But the average might be like 40%. Where's my phone? It goes up. You're right. The amount they take from us, they should be doing. They're not doing a great job. They could be doing a better job. I think to myself, that's where I'm very skeptical about a carbon tax, especially if it's a global carbon tax, and that goes against me being a nationalist. I believe in the nation state. Let me just check my phone. What's stupid? Dare I? Bang, check my PayPal. You're hooking me up, brother, Kevin. Woohoo! You legend, brother. Real climate expert here. Thanks, brother. You're a legend. God bless you. Haven't even. You're a top bloke, mate. What a bloody legend. Yeah, I think there's, you know, this little goblin. All they're doing is, if they really believe in climate change, they're not really. I don't think they're really selling it well. But then again, there's things I believe in, and I don't believe I sell it well. I could always try better. There's me PayPal if you want to chuck me $1. Oi, Kevo, you mad dog.
Merry Christmas, Kenny, mate. Hey, little bugger, you ripper.
We'll do a beer bong for Kev, dog. These are the great northern beers my boss bought me. You! Once a year he buys us a carton of beer. What a fucking tight ass, eh? Nah, he's alright. I seen him at the shop the other day. I was like, how you going? I showed him my Santa. I was like, check out Santa I just bought. He's like, oh,
You fucking go.
mate, Kev, you legend. God bless you, brother. Bang! Cheap Tuesday. Dusty, it's a scam. The fine for putting the wrong color stapler on your desk in a nuclear power plant could buy you a Mercedes. Yeah. Use only Tony Hella for climate news. His job is to do the actual reading. Oh yeah, sweet. I'll have to look him up. Where are we? Here's this little Greta bitch. I'll keep going on about her. Mr. Morrison conceded there was a need for real action on climate change across all levels. There's no disagreement there. This is what I say. There's a need to reduce pollution because no one likes pollution. That's simple. I don't need to believe in climate change or global warming or any of it. It's simple. No one likes, I wouldn't go to, oh, we're going to go for a bushwalk and there's just shit, rubbish, garbage everywhere. Or, oh, we're going to go for a fish down the river and there's just fucking, toxic sludge, people dumping oil, whatever, in the river. You can't catch any fish. You're like, this is terrible. Or you go somewhere. Imagine if you were in, whatever, you're in the CBD and it's like smoggy or something. There's a lot of cars and you're like, fucking, you noticeably, it's like, that's pollution, mate. No one likes pollution. Sell the world on the pollution, mate. Instead of fucking pushing this climate alarmism, this, I don't know, is it pseudoscience or is it a fact? For me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's other ways they can sell the stuff. They can sell it by saying, go off the grid. We want every house in Australia off the grid. They could be off the grid for sewage, power, water, independence. Every home is fucking self-dependent. No need for any of this shit. They can, give tax breaks to people who buy septic tanks and rainwater tanks and solar power and battery packs for the house and shit and go off the grid. I reckon that's a good, who the hell what man doesn't want to be off the grid? That'd be excellent. They're selling it to me the wrong way anyway. There's no disagreement that there has not been any denial of this critical factor either by the federal government or any state or territory government, he said. But to suggest that increasing Australian climate target would have prevented these fires or extreme weather events in Australia or elsewhere is simply false. That's right. The Prime Minister pushed back against more stringent action, including calls to end coal exports and to set an emission target. See, they just want to destroy the economy. Hey, like, how could the left wing political parties who are supposed to be for the blue collar workers, you know what I mean? And they just like abandon industries altogether. They don't give a shit. Like, I go to the union. I went to the union march, the Labor Day march, this year, and look, the guys there were good. The union guys were good, but the biggest problem there was the Labor Party, which is like the Democrats, the Green Party, which is just retarded left wing off the Richter scale. Like, they make traditional left wing people look insane, and that's the way the whole left is going, sadly. And then following them two political parties, they were literally marching with banners, came the Australian Communist Party with hammers and sickles and shit. You can look it up. I'll have to repost it. It was fucking insane. But how could they be there marching, these left-wing parties marching, and these workers' union parties saying they want to, they're there for the worker. They're not there for the worker if they're calling to ban coal exports. You know what I mean? That's insane. And I think it's like, in a weird way, it's like, hang on a minute, mate. Here's India. Here's all these developing nations that could use cheap coal-fired power plants or gas plants just to develop their nations and to get infrastructure going, lift them out of poverty. And here we are going, nah, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. You can't do that. That's bullshit. Here we go. Kevin, Dusty, it's your job to inform your pastor about this attack on Australia. Yeah, my pastor's awesome, bro. He's based as. We always talk about all this stuff. He's a living legend. So where was I? This is another. Look, bushfires are bad. Let's pray. If we can do anything, we could pray for for rain and for the firefighters. We need rain to put out the fires. Rain for the farmers. Pray for the firefighters. Pray for the farmers. They're all battling away. We all know this is a hot continent. A hot and dry continent. My great-grandfather migrated to Australia from Scotland, and he had a farm out in Roma. And after 10 years of drought, he migrated to New Zealand. So he had my granddad in Australia, born in Australia. Pretty sure this is the story, right? My dad tells me, but he's always half cut when he tells me. They migrated to New Zealand because they had 10 years of drought. 10 years. And that was fucking a long time ago. So the climate has always been a dry, harsh, climate. And that's just the way it is. So you can't tell me that this is because of climate change and all this crap when it's like, brother, my great-granddad left his farm, sold his farm, moved to New Zealand because of 10 years of drought. Whereabouts in Scotland? I don't even really know, eh? I lived with my mum most of my life, so I only lived with my dad for a bit, so I didn't really get to hear all the stories or meet my dad's side of the family. But I really want to learn about where my family came from in Scotland. Kevin, you see those old Australian news clips of the weather Tony Haller has on the internet? Tony Haller. Should I look up Tony Haller? Tony Haller. Where is he? Where are you, Tony, mate? Here he is. YouTube, Real Climate Science. Ooh. We're going into the deep. Thanks for letting me know about this dude. Who is Tony Haller? Blah, blah. Maybe I'll save this and we'll read it later. and I'll go through it. So then next time I've got like some awesome bloke. Thanks, Kev. I'll bloody read up about Tony Heller, and I'll know all the truth. I can't talk about things I don't know about. I don't know much about climate science and climate change or global warming. All I know is I bought solar hot water for my roof, solar power for my roof, and a rainwater tank. I recycle my fucking beer bottles. You know what I mean? We carpool to work and a carpool to church. So like, what more can I fucking do? I'll put dollars out of my own pocket, but I only did it to save money. Let's face it, to save on my power and water bill, and it saved me money. It was profitable. It was more profitable than keeping it in the bank or offsetting my interest on my mortgage. So, you know, what else was I going to do with it? I might as well bought solar hot water and solar panels. I've done something. I feel like it's hard to talk about any issue unless you're willing to get your hands involved and do something about it. You know what I mean? We've got to become doers. Here we go. Here's another one. It's connected to the climate change rubbish. Xbox Series X is the wrong console for a climate crisis. Can you believe this? I can't believe this shit. Even the gamers, there's not the political correctness. There's like nothing left in our culture that the PC madness is not going to get involved in, like sports, fucking video game consoles, movies, everything. They're just shoving their fucking, you know, getting involved in everything. This is why we totally need like Religious Freedom Act put through in Australia, because like, yeah, they want to turn churches. They want every church to have LGBT flags flying out the front. That's what they fucking want. It's nothing to do with like, can we have anything that doesn't have, you know, political correct identity politics, left-wing political ideology just rammed down our throats on fucking every issue on planet Earth? Is there any, you know, people used to watch sports to just be like, fuck it, I can finish work. You finish work and you'd be like, I just want to have a beer. You just go, oh, fucking hang out. You have a nice cold beer and you chill out and you watch WWE. You watch some like, you know, mind-numbing pro wrestling or action movie, like or sports. Play video games. That's what we all used to do. Now it's all politicized. The new Xbox X series. They're saying it's, get this. I'll read it. Microsoft Xbox Series X is coming in 2020, and you've only heard. It looks like a mini fridge. Its strange vertical design left gamers scratching their heads, but there's a method beyond the madness. The new Xbox looks different because its hardware is far more powerful than anything we've seen before. Analysts from Eurogame Digital Foundry suggest the Xbox Series X will be between 9 and 12 teraflops of raw computing power, as much as double the Xbox One X. 6 teraflops. Some of that gain will come from newer, more modern hardware, but that alone won't be enough. Digital Foundry believes Microsoft will have to increase total system power to draw 300 watts. Yeah, so they're saying it will draw 300 watts. More power means more heat, and a larger box is one way to handle that heat. It's good news for graphical fidelity. There may be a significant tumbling consequence, an increase in gaming contribution to climate change. That's all I wanted to say. Gaming's contribution to climate change. Gamers have enjoyed the luxury of ignoring the issue so far, but a significant increase in power draw from next-gen console hardware could increase gaming carbon footprint when exactly the opposite is needed. Do you fucking believe this shit? Can you believe it? Sorry, gamers. And I want them to fucking everyone wake up. Everyone, all the sports fans, all the gamers. Ooh! Regats. Merry Christmas, mate. Yeah. Thanks, brother. I'm gonna fucking slam a beer bong for you. Me and Santa. Hey, fucking, oh, mate, thanks for the fucking $5, you legend, mate. God bless you. Merry Christmas, you legend. Old Santa, mate. Yeah. Where's me beer bong? Where's another beer? Bye. Check it out. I got my new beer bong hose. Clear beer bong hose. Stepping it up. Went to the brewery. Went to the homebrew shop. I've got moonshine going. I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, thanks, brother. Thanks for the $5. Legend. Delicious. Kim, can you make Jenga towers with them? No, because you have to chop down trees to make Jenga towers. Recycled timber. Maybe we can melt down our plastic and turn it into Jenga. We're just fucking, the world's going to have a big Jenga craze now, because guess what? If you play Xbox, next generation consoles, you're evil. The little Greta Green Goblin demon's gonna fucking evil people. She's gonna throw a hissy fit. The mainstream media is gonna rubbish all gamers. Oh, the fucking evil. It's not good enough. I play 13. I don't know if you guys have heard some Vietnamese card game called 13. Tien Len. Bang, that's a winner. Me and the Dusty Sheila play it all the time. I went and caught up with my youth boys, because you know how sometimes I rattle on, I'll tell you how I volunteered for 10 years or something for youth. At this one particular church youth group, I volunteered in a Nala just down the road, I think for 6 years at that youth group. And I seen my youth boys, what is it, Saturday? Bloody legends. Heaps of them are Aboriginal. They're all working, got the license. Finish year 12, high school, license, jobs, bang. Doing, like, they look fit, look good, studs. And I'm so proud of them, you know what I mean? They've done excellent. Some of the youth boys went adrift. Drugs, violence, prison, whatever, getting in trouble with the cops. Only a small amount of them, the most of them have done excellent. But yeah, we were playing Tien Len, playing this card game. I was like, right, bought my deck of cards, I left it over there, and then we were playing it last night. I had another deck of cards at home, and I found I was missing 3 cards from my deck. And I was like, what? Spewing. Yeah, so we're all playing Jenga. We're going back to board games because video games are evil. You know what I mean? Kids, I'm going to bring you all bloody Uno deck of cards, fucking Jenga this year, right? Because Xbox, PlayStation, you're all environmental, you're causing fucking global climate change crisis, and Santa's going to come here and fucking all mash us all if you don't play shitty board games. Very good, man. No. Santa knows. Don't get Santa angry. He'll flip out on you. Now, I wonder what else they say in this article. Somehow I've increased the text on this article, and it's huge. It's probably good. I'm like, my missus reckons I'm going blind. I'm like, Looking at my phone. Anyway, gamers have enjoyed the luxury of ignoring this issue so far, but a significant increase in power draw from the next-gen console hardware could increase gaming carbon footprint. What the heck? Is it really a problem? Yes, mate, it is. You might not think your console contributes much to climate change. Game consoles don't reduce any obvious pollution, and while some end up in dumps, many are resold. Power consumption isn't frequently discussed by console manufacturers, and consoles don't carry the bright yellow energy guide label you'll find on other oven refrigerators or dryers. A recent study in the Computer Game Journal found that US gamers are responsible for as much carbon dioxide as 5 million cars annually. Woo! While that's obviously less than the transportation industry, it puts gaming ahead of all the nation's freezers, cooking devices, washers or dishwashers. The study also found consoles contribute 66% of gaming's total carbon output. What the hell is the other carbon output that the study found? Consoles contributed 66% of gaming's total carbon output. What is how else are they creating it if it's not through playing the console? Easily outpacing PC, desktop PC, laptops, and media streaming devices. So yes, gaming carbon footprint is a problem. It isn't causing the climate crisis alone. Are you fucking sure? I'm pretty sure we're gonna put all the blame on everyone with an Xbox now. Nah. I bought a PlayStation, dead set. I'll tell you this. Last Christmas, just before last Christmas, I got booted off Facebook. And I had like a decent kind of following on Facebook, and then they booted me, and then I had to I was like, oh, that's disappointing. And at the time, my YouTube only had like 30 subscribers, like nothing. And I was like, fuck. All my videos were backed up on YouTube. I was just using it more of as like a video library, YouTube, so I could delete the videos. And I'm like, lost me Facebook. I was spewing, and then I'm like, what am I going to do? So I joined up at the gym, and I bought a PlayStation. And I was like, I need to do something. Little did I know, it's kind of like funny. I continued doing videos and putting them on my YouTube anyway, even though there was jack all views. And I still don't have as many views on YouTube as I did on Facebook. But I enjoy doing it, so it doesn't matter. That's all that matters. And yeah, so I bought a PlayStation because I got booted off I got a gym membership and a PlayStation because I was like, I got to have something to hook into. Do you know what I mean? Had to have something that I enjoyed doing and I wanted to hook into. So yes, God. Did I read that bit already? So yes, gaming carbon footprint is a problem. It's not causing the climate crisis alone, but it contributes. A gaming console's power must come from somewhere. In most parts of the world, that somewhere is a power plant that emits greenhouse gases. Do they emit, is greenhouse gases carbon? Like, I thought trees breathed in carbon. I didn't think carbon was a fucking problem. I'll have to look this up. I'm sure the more people talk about, like I'm talking about it, and I don't know, can't say I know a great deal about it. But all Santa knows is these fucking Xbox players and these PlayStation players are causing fucking carbon monoxide into the environment. When you play it, you plug in and play, and you're burning fucking
Carl, you bastard. Greta sent me. That little goblin bitch sent me.
Nah, I don't want to. Shouldn't use Santa like that. He's good. It's all right. Just calm down. He's just a mini Santa. I seen him at the shop yesterday doing Christmas shopping, and I was like, "What a legend!" When I start a family, I'm gonna pull that Santa out every year and be like, you know, hopefully I'm gonna make him last. He looked pretty sweet. I thought, any fucking way. So we get the picture, don't we? There's no escaping it. As far as these people want us to know, it's like we're all this evil fucking carbon polluting. Everyone's like, oh, stuff them. I'm gonna have bloody 5 kids. Nah, I have as many as healthy I can have. But yeah, it's just insane, isn't it? I was reading some other good news. Change the subject, mate. Too many beers. I'll tell ya. Pardon me. What an animal. I hope no females watching. Sorry, Kim. Burping into the mic. What an animal, eh? Disgusting. What's going on? How's this for some good news? Maybe this one's what? Parliament backs Brexit deal in decisive step towards leaving the EU. I think all this is relevant. Do you know what's relevant about Boris Johnson winning and about Trump going about it's just about to start, Trump winning again. Well, he's always winning. He's never stopped winning. But do they ever learn? Do the left-wing people ever learn? Stop being dickheads. Stop being losers. Stop pushing this, all this crap. Stop being so extreme. Start speaking the normal people's language. We can't even comprehend what they're saying. They're so fucking negative. They just paint everyone out to be fucking, Xbox players, they're fucking evil. And the only people we right-wing people are worried about, maybe radical Islam, but we don't like communism. We don't want to lose our freedoms, economic freedom. If you believe in the Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto, read it. It's fucking mental. Read the Quran. It's fucking mental. There's things of concern. I think that's reasonable. I think the left-wing things, it's Karl Marx's conflict theory, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and they believe that we're all in conflict as the fucking powerful. It's all this dominant. It's a fucking dominant hierarchy of, these people are at the bottom and they're at war. They have to fucking fight against these other identity groups because they're being suppressed. And they're inventing this crap. They're pitting man against woman, gay against straight, black against white, fat against thin, rich against poor. They love it. They want identity politics. They want conflict theory. It's a left-wing self-fulfilling prophecy. And they talk all this nonsense, and I read it and I go, and you gotta say, like, it's not the gay person's fault. It's not the transgender's fault. It's not the Aboriginal guy's fault. It's not the Muslim guy's fault. It kind of isn't. I don't think statistically, I think it's 0.001% of people in any particular group are fuckheads. And they ruin it, and the one rotten apple ruins it for all, and it makes us all go, you're a fucking dickhead. And that's right. That's right. They're fucking idiots of every demographic and group. And the left-wing people, they're like, They become their champions. The worst of the worst, biggest fuckhead they can find is their champion. They're like, you're a fucking legend, mate. And then we all fucking try. Fuck, this dude's a fuckhead. And we're right. We're actually right. They are. And they almost don't exist besides from the 0.1% dickhead identity politic group that gets shoved down our face, and we all go, fuck, I've had enough. But we can't. We've got to be wise enough and go, this is just Karl Marx Communist Manifesto, conflict theory, and they're just creating. They're trying to. It's like a self-fulfilled prophecy. They're out there. You know what I mean? Where am I? There was some good news. The good news I was saying is Boris Johnson's passed his January 31. They're leaving. Quickly read that. Parliament backs Brexit deal in decisive step towards leaving the EU on January 31. That's great news. We got to have some good news, mate, from the Poms. There was some other good news. Brussels in chaos. Spain follows Poland in shock threat to quit the EU. That's great news. I'm so fucking happy about that. That is brilliant news. What other good news we got? Here's some good news. Brazil's new president. Okay, this is an old one. Brazil, but from February 2019. Brazil's. I have to check these. Sometimes I read them on Facebook, and you always got to check the date because you're like, that's old news. Still, Brazil's president to eliminate transgender pro-gay ideology from schools. That's good news. That's brilliant. But there's a lot of good news out there. And though they put the 0.1% freaks before us, you know, who, like, you know, I do the same thing. I found midget Santa. Fucking Merry Christmas. I'm guilty of the same thing. But anyway, it's kind of funny. And there's some good news out there. There was another article I was going to read. New South Wales. We're back to the bushfires because I almost forgot this. And we're talking about the climate change, talking about the bushfires in Australia, talking about Greta, the little green goblin demon who is telling us, you know, the 0.1% freak from planet Earth who they were like, she's the fucking identity politics queen. She's going to be the self-fulfilling prophecy of conflict theory. They want to prove Karl Marx right. They want to cause us all to be in conflict with one another. That's their goal. So they find the little goblins and they're like, and here we go. Greta chimed in on the Australian bushfires, but little did Greta know. Every time I hear Greta's name, I smell sulfur. It's like smells like demonic. You know what I mean? The little green goblin. New South Wales bushfires. Police set to charge 12 people with arson. Mate, I thought it was from climate change. I thought it was because we only have 12 years to live on planet Earth before it fucking is destroyed by catastrophic climate change. New South Wales Rural Fire Services Inspector Ben Shepherd has revealed investigators are close to charging more than 12 suspected arsons believed to have deliberately lit bushfires as the state remains in the grip of an ongoing bushfire crisis. How the fuck do I make this? Somehow before I made it bigger and it was way easy to read. Oh, yeah. Yeah, mate. Do you know what? People never mention this, but did you know that? Remember when ISIS, like, it's probably 3 years ago, it must have been before Trump got in power, when Obama Obama and all the stupid lefties were in power around the world, and they let ISIS fucking go mental. And remember when ISIS was at its peak and they put out like a manifesto and it was like, throw them off bridges, drive your car into them, smash their head in with a brick. And in the manifesto it said, light bushfires. That was one of them. That was one of like a whole list of things they said. It was like, if you can't get explosives and... Imagine if someone took this and tried to edit it out and make it look like ISIS. I'm not saying that. That's what ISIS said. Probably 3 years ago. But in the list of things, it was like, if you can't get explosives or guns, then drive your car into the infidel, throw them off a building, smash their head in with a rock, light bushfires. That's what it said. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if they would be like that. But in saying that, the other day, me and my missus were driving down the motorway, and this bloke, we're driving behind him, and he goes, he fucking flicked his cigarette out the car window, and I'm like, fucking, what a fucking dickhead. I'm surprised the whole bloody, all the grassland along the motorway didn't burn down. Oh, Antonio. Don't get me started, mate. Muslims did it, Antonio. Anyway, let's keep reading this. With tireless firefighters continuing to battling more than 100 blazes across New South Wales, Shepherd warns the RFS has worked hand in hand with police and noted that the state has some of the toughest arson laws and penalties in the country. That's good. It comes amid revelations at least 56 people have already been charged. Bang. Hope you can still hear me. I hit mute. I'll just go like that. Bang. 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 It comes amid revelation at least 56 people have already been charged or cautioned with 71 bushfire-related offences since August, with 16 ongoing investigations into suspicious fires, including a blaze that threatened the rim of suburban Sydney in South Turramurra on Sydney's upper north shore on November 12. There are numbers of fires so far this season that have been lit with malicious intent. Is that fucking mental? Like, how can that little Greta fucking weirdo goblin bitch be ranting and raving, telling me it's because of catastrophic climate change, because people who play Xboxes create 60%. No. People who play Xbox and PlayStation create more carbon than people who use dishwashers and ovens. That's what they reckon. What? If you're a gamer, you're a global warming, you've destroyed this planet. Time to get a deck of cards, you filthy. Nah, I'm only joking. I don't buy into this rubbish. Santa doesn't fucking... Santa, we need global warming. Santa's moving into Australia if there's no ice up there. You know what I'm talking about? I messaged you on Skype, Dusty. Yeah, oh, sweet, bro. I got to go out tonight and watch carols with the family on telly. It's a tradition. And then, we'll have to catch up, bro, on Skype. What do you reckon? If I have time after this live, we'll do it, bro. I'll Skype you straight up. I'm pretty sure the missus has got something to do. She's got to make food or something. Preparing for Christmas. Lunch, dinner, whatever it is. think it's lunch. Anyway, let's keep reading about this. I can't believe it, mate. If anyone's burning fires, it's got to be. It's the fucking Muslims. Nah, I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. Just saying, ISIS did say that they did tell people to light bushfires. Just saying. Fact. It comes amid revelations at least 56 people have already been charged or cautioned with 71 bushfires. That's fucking mental. That's mental. There are a number of fires so far this season that have been lit with malicious intent. That's insane. We work hard hand in hand with police to investigate fires and have several officers working on current investigations. Greta! Where are you, Greta? How come Greta has not been informed? It's not global warming. It's not catastrophic climate change. It's filthy, demonic. They're probably like atheists who want to abort babies and, you know, control our speech and stuff. You know what I mean? Nah, mate, I don't know what you mean. It could be. New South Wales bushfires have already claimed 6 lives and more than 700 homes this season. Why aren't we backburning? If I lived near the bush, right, I'd be like, right. I'll be like, there's fucking 100 homes, and I'll be like, right, we're gonna backburn. We're all gonna go out, all the blokes. We're going out this weekend with the volunteer firefighters, and we're gonna backburn. Just like, I reckon 3 kilometre radius around all the houses. So that if a wildfire breaks out, it will hit the area that's been backburned, and that's where you can gain control of it. I'm not saying backburn the whole of Australia. I'm not, the greenies are like, we've got to look after there's little critters out there, endangered. Delicious. They don't want us to backburn because of the endangered species. I'm not saying burn all the bush down. All I'm saying is perimeter, you have a town, rural town, suburban, city, anything, farm, town, even a farmhouse where farming houses are. You just go, right, we're going to backburn 2 k's around that property. And we're going to control it, burn it off in winter, just before, there's a storm coming in this weekend. Might be a good time to do the backburning. You know what I mean? How could a fucking bogan come up with that? I don't know. Sanders always here with me. He helps me out. That's how I come up with these ideas. Where am I reading? This kind of activity. Mr. Shepherd warned that arsonists could easily find themselves facing up to 25 years imprisonment or 25 years imprisonment for manslaughter. This kind of activity is dangerous and stupid, and the real issue is the severity of the risk when the environment is so dry and windy and conditions to fire spreading extraordinarily quick, he said. That's why we should backburn in, they've got to go be like, right, in autumn and spring, it's a bit cooler, but there's still a bit of rain. So when the rain comes, if we know there's going to be a storm that week, the week before the storm, we're going to backburn. Just the 3 kilometre radius, 2 kilometre, 3 kilometre radius around suburban residential areas, farm communities, farm houses, so that if there's a wildfire, it will hit the backburned area, and all the fuel's already been burnt off the ground, and that gives us an area where we can gain control of the fire. I don't think it's rocket science. Don't have to burn it all down. Don't have to backburn it all. If they had good backburning and they did like backburn like areas, they're like, this is a huge part of bushland, right? We're going to do backburning, like divide it up into do a backburn control area. So they're like, right, if this section catches on wildfire, it can only spread to the backburn area, and then we'll gain control of it and put it out, so it doesn't burn the whole fucking nature reserve down. Isn't that a good idea? Dusty, the government wants to take all the real estate from for their own for free via environmental reason. It's a plot. Oh yeah, Agenda 21. Drive them off the land, bring them into urban areas because it's environmentally better, easier to control. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree. It's like Judge Dredd, like the mega cities. It's probably what they want to do: drive us off the land into like giant mega cities with it, and then they'll be like, "There's a new law enforcement. Things are getting out of control, and now the police are judge, jury, and executioner. The police officer will decide. The communist Nazi police officers will decide. Judge, jury, executioner. If you look at them the wrong way, they'll shoot you in the face." Nah, I think the cops are good at the moment, but it becomes a slippery slope. We've all seen Judge Dredd, even though Judge Dredd is a legend. Anyway, I agree, Kevin. Yeah, I do. I agree. Agenda 21, Agenda 30, it's real. He is based as F when it comes to this stuff. Dusty is definitely a lizard person. Listen, mate, I've had enough of you, mate. Yeah. I think there was a fly in seeing his beard. Where are we? Keep reading this article. He said majority of fires currently scorch the state were started by lighting or embers spread from those fires, but noted that individuals' negligence in respecting total fire bans when holding barbecues and going camping was not insignificant when compared with arson. Right. Yeah, the warnings come as New South Wales announced that huge fire fronts ravaging her state are uncontrollable. They're uncontrollable. Can't you backburn into, like, I'm sure the fireys know what they're doing, but like if there's a fire, if you're like, this is what I'll be doing. All I know is what I do. If they're like, there's a fire and it's 10 kilometers away and it's fastly approaching my house. You go with your chainsaw, you knock down a fuckload of trees, bang, 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 and I'd start control burning them away from my house. And then you'd want to like see if you could fucking drag branches and shit out of the bush and start burning them off, control burning it, and then maybe you could backburn back towards the fire coming your way. Maybe. Something like that. I thought this said that they were, I thought I was reading an article before and they said they were suspicious of environmentalists backburning, causing the arson. That's the article I thought I was reading, but obviously it's not the right one. I'm fucking disappointed, man. They literally, I think it was from Sky News, the article I was reading, and they were saying how they suspect it could be environmentalists with their self-fulfilling prophecy. They are the arsonists. I wouldn't be surprised, would you?
Fucking hell, mate.
Oh, well, oi, Antonio, give me a Skype call and we'll have a chat and I'll end this stream. I reckon, God bless yous. We'll wrap this stream up. I won't catch us till, when is Thursday?
I don't even know.
Is it the day after?
What's going on?
Where is me calendar? What's today? Today's Cheap Tuesday. Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Boxing Day. Be lucky as if I do a live on Thursday this week. Busy time, mate. Busy time. Me and Santa, plenty to do. Anyway, I got some chicken to eat. God bless you. Wrap this up. Love Cheap Tuesday. Love KFC. Do a last beer bong and wrap this up. What have I got in my last can? Need to chuck a few more in the fridge. Bang. God bless yous. Last Cheap Tuesday. Last Cheap Tuesday of the year. I think it is. I think there might be one more actually. Fuck, don't. Oh, fuck. They say never try change hands with the beer bong. Rule number 1. Where'd I put the phone? I'll just chuck it down. Is there a Cheap Tuesday? Another Cheap Tuesday this year? Cheap Tuesday, New Year's Eve. Not going to happen. I'll do a live in the middle of the night when I'm like, when I'm at the old roulette table at the casino. Know what I'm talking about? Anyway, God bless you. This is dedicated to all my followers, everyone who supported me and giving me super chats, everyone who's tuned in. I really appreciate it. It's been fun just reading the news and having a beer with people over the year. It's dedicated to you guys. Merry Christmas. What an animal. That was delicious. Alrighty, God bless you. Catch us, buddy. If we're lucky, Thirsty Thursday or Cheap Tuesday, but you never know. God bless you. Merry Christmas.